Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 16. And before we get started, I wanted to quickly discuss that I can't believe that this season is over already. Next week is the finale, and then we're getting the reunion on the 19th because the Super Bowl is on the 12th. But I feel like this season came and went, and if I had to grade it overall, I would give this season a B-, C+. If I'm being fair. I feel like a lot of these ladies did not have storylines. And I don't care what anybody says, but Miss Wendy and Candace carried this show on their backs, all right? For Christmas this year, I'm getting them both a back brace because they deserve it. But y'all, with all that being said, let's just jump right on into this episode because I have a lot to say and you guys already know that we don't have a minute to spare. We open up the episode with Robyn. She's at the bridal shop looking at wedding dresses. She says that she doesn't want to be too traditional. And I said, well, I mean, I'm not surprised. Nothing about your union to Juan is traditional. So I wasn't expecting you to be this traditional bride. But anyhow, Robyn's saying that she's so happy to be back from Mexico. She's stressed out because planning for a wedding is hard. And I said, Robyn, please spare me because how difficult is it to plan for a wedding for only 4 people? It's only gonna be you, Juan, and your boys. You guys don't have to pay for a venue. There's no open bar. You don't have to think about seating arrangements or a DJ. Like, how stressful is it? Ashley and Giselle arrive to give Robyn some moral support. So while she's trying on gowns, you have Ashley opening up her mouth before they can even sit down. And she's like, well, girl, I have some tea about our last night in Mexico because some stuff went down. I thought it was funny that Ashley pointed out that Giselle loves going to bed early. She's in the bed by 8 p.m. And I'm thinking, well, damn, what time do they have these dinners then if Giselle is in bed by 8? And also, Giselle, for somebody who's always throwing out those age jabs towards Karen and calling her geriatric, that sounds real old lady of you to be in bed by 8 p.m., especially on vacation. I think it's so funny that Giselle acts like she's such a cool girl, and it's like, well, you're really not. Anyhow, Ashley says, girl, me, Wendy, Candace, and Mia hung out after dinner. We had a good old time. And then you have Giselle saying, did you and Candace kiss or something? So Ashley says, no, not me, girl. There was a flirtation going on between Mia and Wendy. Mia was admiring Wendy's body.
Didn't say that. Mia was just admiring Wendy's physique.
So here goes Giselle asking if they bumped vaginas, and Ashley's like, no, not that I know of, but they were definitely flirting heavy. So Ashley says that Mia was fawning over how attractive Wendy was, and Wendy seemed to be a bit intrigued.
Yes.
Okay, and then did Wendy reciprocate?
Wendy was intrigued.
Oh.
Wendy, I just want you to release the shackles of trying to get certain women's approval in this group. I'm tired. I really hope that you went off on Mia at this reunion. So anyhow, Giselle says, so we went from Mia throwing drinks on Wendy to now wanting Wendy's vagina. And then Ashley says, yeah, I know. Maybe it's some sexual tension or frustration. I think that Mia is doing this for shock value. I think that she's well aware of what will keep her on the show and what will get the fans talking. When it comes to Mia, I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. I think that she's lying. I think that she's very calculated and very fake. And this flirtation all of a sudden feels very phony. So here goes Ashley being even messier, and she says that Mia and Wendy left together, but she's not certain of what went down. So here goes Giselle. Oh, I got to ask Mia when I see her because I got to know all the tea before I spread it around to the group. Hats off to you, Giselle, for letting it be known that you have no storyline of your own and that you have to spread other people's business in order to stay on this show. That's a real feat. We are 7 seasons in and you have given us absolutely nothing. And I'm not going to count that Jamal storyline in season 5 because that was so weak. And it was evident that you only got back together so that you could have a storyline. The gowns that Robyn was trying on, I didn't love them.
What do you think we're here for? So
Gorgeous.
I know I didn't think I would see myself in this.
And Giselle and Ashley have no style, so her asking for their opinion, that's like the blind leading the blind. I said, the three of y'all don't know what you're talking about. So Ashley leaves, and now it's just Robyn and Giselle in the bridal shop, and Giselle brings up Robyn's bachelorette party. So she's like, I want to have an upscale dinner with some strippers. I've been talking about it with Mia. Mia has all of it planned out. I can't wait. I'm excited. But let's go over the guest list. So she says, who don't you want to be there? And Robyn says, I definitely don't want Karen there, and I don't want Wendy there. So Robyn says, yeah, Wendy was laughing and cackling a bit too hard for me, and I don't think that Wendy's genuine, so she's off the list. Now I said, let's stop the tapes because Robyn, Dixon, what we won't do is this. How dare you say that Wendy was laughing too hard when Karen read you down, but yet you were laughing and whipped out your phone to record Wendy when she got assaulted in Miami. I am so confused at the double standards and the logic that Robyn and Giselle have. So it's okay for you to laugh at somebody when a drink is thrown in their face, but yet you want to be upset when Wendy is laughing at what Karen said about you. Also, Robyn, Wendy was not the only one laughing. If you rewatch last week's episode, Candace was laughing, Ashley, Mia, they were all laughing. And I saw a few Robyn fans upset because I had said it on Twitter, like the double standards are glaring because, again, you're laughing when Wendy gets assaulted, but yet Wendy can't laugh when Karen reads you. And a few of you guys said, what don't y'all remember? Robyn is still angry about what Wendy said about her last season. And let's refresh our memories about why Wendy read Giselle and Robyn down last season. Robyn and Giselle were disrespectful, insinuating that the reason why Wendy got her body done was because Eddie was allegedly cheating on her and had a side baby. Robyn called Wendy loose. She even said, well, you're a professor, why are you dressing so sexy? They try to make her feel bad about her loving her new body and feeling good about herself. I don't understand why people are pretending like they forgot why Wendy went off on them. Wendy did not go off on Robyn and Giselle without a good reason. I have always said that they play by a different set of rules. They're allowed to say whatever they want to people, but God forbid anybody else in this group defends themselves or reads them, then it's a problem. It's just wild to me that the biggest mean girls on this cast have the audacity to call somebody else fake, phony, and mean. Like, you've got to be kidding me. As vile as y'all are, I'm just so confused. And I have to ask constantly, do Robyn and Giselle not hear themselves? So now, jumping over to Candace and Chris at home, they're having a cute brunch outside, and I died when they showed the cardboard cutouts of Candace, her sister, and Mama Dot. I was laughing so hard. I said, Candace, why do you have these cutouts of you guys? So we have Chris and Candace sitting down to eat, and Chris is talking about it's good to see her. They haven't spent any time together because they've both been working so hard. So he's like, school is done. You wrapped up your music video. So we're going to have this party for your music video. Is Trina gonna be there? And we learned that Trina won't be at the party because she's gonna be at Essence Fest. Y'all know me, when it comes to Candace, I'm in full support. I'm happy for her. I'm happy that she is getting all of the things. She is having a flourishing music career. She has her master's. Like, she's doing what the other girls were supposed to do with this platform. Like, she is making the platform work for her.
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
So Chris starts asking about the Mexico trip. Candace says, child, the Mexico trip was a mess. It was the old ladies fighting each other. Karen versus Charrisse. Then you had Karen versus Robyn. Karen has some tea saying that Juan is cheating. He has some girlfriend and they're always together in Georgetown. So Chris was so upset to hear that, he said, oh, of course, just throw another husband under the bus about cheating. But I said, Chris, it's a bit different because Juan has a history of infidelity. And then Candace brings up the Blue Eyes drama. She says that Robyn had this picture of a woman who clearly looked like Karen, and she's with this man who's allegedly Blue Eyes. And now they get off of that and they start talking about Candace starting the IVF journey again, and they are hopeful that it works out this time. Prayers to them. I hope that it does work out. I think that Candace would make a great mother, and you could tell that she's ready to have a child. So, you know, best of luck to her on her journey. So now we flip to a parallel scene with Wendy and Karen out at lunch. And I said I loved how they both had on orange in this scene and they looked so good. And the next time I'm in the DMV, I will be at that restaurant that Wendy and Karen were at. I wrote it down too. It was called Lib's Grill. I mean, my mouth was watering. So Wendy says, girl, the last time I saw you, we were in Mexico and you were shaking the table. So they start laughing. Karen says, I sure did. And then Miss Robyn wanted to be fed, so I had to feed her too. So Karen says that she was sitting on that tea about Juan hugging her so tight that her breast went back to her vertebrae for 3 years. So Wendy interjects and she says, wait, is that what you were implying at your wig shift party 3 years ago? And Karen says, yup, that's what I was talking about. And Robyn knew that I knew. Now, when Karen mentioned this in last week's episode, my first thought was, I wonder if Karen went to HR and did Bravo launch an investigation about Juan hugging her so tight that she felt uncomfortable. Like, I was just kind of curious about what happened behind the scenes. And did Robyn know all along that Karen felt this way about Juan? I guess we'll find out at the reunion. So now Karen brings up the whole Blue Eyes picture and she says, I won't even entertain that. That woman in that picture was not me. And she wouldn't even show me the picture. So now the producer asks Wendy if she thinks that it was Karen in that picture. And Wendy says, Robyn shaded me in Mexico. She didn't show me the picture. Now, if I have some evidence on you, right? And I'm trying to air you out and humiliate you in front of the group, I would show you the picture. I think that that picture is BS, and Robyn knows that it wasn't Karen in that picture, and that's why she didn't want to show Karen. Because again, if I know for a fact that it's you in that picture, I'ma show you. Like, hey girl, that's you. If I'm being completely transparent, I'm dying to see what Blue Eyes looks like. If any of y'all have some tea, like, please let me know, because we have heard about Blue Eyes since season 2. So while Karen and Wendy are enjoying their lunch, right on cue, Ashley FaceTimes Karen. So she's like, hey girls, what's up? Karen says, oh, we were just talking about the Mexico trip and how Robyn has misdirected anger and she needs to take it out on somebody else and not me. So Ashley says, well, since we're on the topic of Robyn, I just want to let you guys know that there's another group chat that we're all on except for you two. And you guys aren't invited to Robyn's Bachelorette party. So Karen's like, okay, like whatever. So Wendy is visibly annoyed. She's like, what's the issue now? I thought that me and Robyn were cool moving forward. I haven't said anything bad to her. So again, what's the problem now? And I said, once again, Ashley loves calling somebody up with some bad news. I mean, it was like, hey girl, what's up? Oh, by the way, you're not invited to Robyn's Bachelorette. Like, damn, at least make some small talk first. Like, my God. I'm gonna keep saying it. Ashley gets off on strife, chaos, confusion. She loves spreading mess. She loves being the bearer of bad news. Like, she enjoys that. That's what gets her out of the bed each morning. So Ashley says, well, Wendy, Giselle let it be known that she still has an issue with you, so that's probably why you're not invited to the Bachelorette party. So Wendy says, okay, hold on now, because we've all been brides, we all have Bachelorette parties, we all know how this goes. It's about who the bride-to-be wants to invite. It's not up to the person who's planning the party to decide the guest list. It's up to the bride-to-be. So again, Robyn's full of it because it should be up to her who she wants to invite, not Giselle. And once again, Wendy clocks the BS. She says that obviously Robyn is not being honest because what's the issue? And Wendy, come season 8, I want you to get it through your head that Robyn does not want to like you and she is looking to have an issue with you. So let the dream die of you guys rekindling or reconciling. It's not happening. Let it go. And Candace, I am so proud of you because I saw you on Watch What Happens Live with Lauren London. And when Andy asked you after the reunion, where do you and Ashley stand? And you said that you are officially done with even trying to have a friendship with her. And I said, thank you, Jesus. Because the way I have been stressed for seasons now, like Candace, let this dream die. Ashley does not want to like you. This woman is jealous of you. Let it go. And the fact that Candace has finally opened up her eyes and she said, okay, I'm done. It's not going to happen. We're good. And I want Wendy to reach that same level where come season 8, it's like, I'm good. We can be cordial and keep it moving. Now, jumping over to this next scene with Giselle over at Mia's rental, I said, Mia, why did you pay all this money for renovations for a rental? And you guys are no longer in this rental. You guys are back in your Baltimore penthouse. Like, what was all this for? You spent, what, $65,000 to be put out? A mess. But Mia's giving Giselle the grand tour and now they sit down to have some lunch. And I said, 2 liars enjoying some sushi. How fun. So in true Giselle fashion, here she goes starting up the mess. And she's like, the other day we went wedding gown shopping with Robyn and Ashley was giving me the tea about you and Wendy. She was telling me that there was some flirtation going on between you and Wendy. Is that correct? And then Giselle continues on by saying that she already told people that they had sex. And then we see the footage of her telling Robyn that there was some vagina bumping going on. Now I said, Giselle, you're okay with just lying on people like that and exaggerating? You're not tired at your big age? It just reeks of immaturity and you being miserable because I don't understand it. Stop putting extra sauce on a story. Why is it so hard to stick to the facts? But Mia clarifies that they didn't have sex, but they both showed each other their vaginas. She's like, yeah, Wendy spread eagle, showed me hers. I was like, okay, it's cute. Then I showed her mine. Now, when it comes to Mia, I don't believe a word. I think that Mia is a pathological liar, and I think that she's doing this for a storyline. But I don't believe this. I don't know why, but I just don't believe this. I think that they're probably playing around, being silly. Mia probably said, oh, Wendy, you look sexy. Wendy probably liked it, and that was that. I don't think that anything really happened. If they did do anything, it was probably a little kiss. Like, I don't think that it was to this extent where they were showing each other their vaginas. I don't know. When it comes to Mia, you can't believe anything that she says. So Mia says that she came to the realization that Wendy's not jealous of her. It's just sexual tension, and that Wendy always wanted her cookie.
No.
I said, Mia, let's stop for a moment and break this down. Please stop saying anything about Wendy being jealous of you. Also, that's a huge reach to say that Wendy always wanted your vagina. If I had to make a guess, if I had to place some bets, I don't think that you would be on the top of Wendy's list if she did want to screw any one of you guys in this group. I could see her picking a few other people before she picked you. So I think it's a joke for you to say that, oh, Wendy always wanted me. I'm not even saying this to be shady or malicious, but I think that you could benefit from some help. I'm serious, because you're very delusional. And for you to spin this in your warped brain, like the reason why you guys haven't been able to get along is because Wendy's always wanted you, Don't do that. The reason why you guys have not gotten along is because of your nasty attitude towards Wendy. That's what it is. Please don't try to act like Wendy has some hidden lust or love for you, and that's the real reason why you guys haven't seen it for each other. And Mia sounded so delusional when she said, well, Eddie and Gordon haven't consented to this, so it's gonna have to be that we just look at each other and don't touch. But it's definitely sexual energy. And I was like, Mia, where are you getting this from? Like, where in your pea brain does this reek of some sexual chemistry between you two? You see what happens, Wendy? You try to be the bigger person, and here goes Mia. So now the producer's asking Mia, I thought you said that Wendy just looked, I didn't know that she touched. And Mia says, yeah, she definitely touched. And I said, again, Mia's a liar. The story keeps changing. Mia's just saying anything to have a storyline and to be salacious. I don't believe a word of this. I think that Mia is putting extra sauce on this because she wants to be relevant and she wants people to talk about something. That's all this is. But it went from a simple flirtation to now we showed each other our vaginas to now she touched. Like, I'm not believing this. So Mia says that she hasn't seen Wendy since Mexico, and then she wants to know if Wendy's gonna be at the Bachelorette party. So Giselle says no, she wasn't invited because Robyn felt like she was doing team too much in Mexico. So Wendy was doing too much for laughing at Karen's antics, but it was okay for you guys to both laugh at Wendy when she got a drink thrown in her face. Got it. And we learned that Mia and Jacqueline are still not speaking. Mia's like, she called me up the other day, the conversation went nowhere, and it's gonna be a while before we're good. Now, it's the day of Robyn's Bachelorette party, and we see a few short scenes. We see Wendy at home, and she's getting ready to do a segment with MSNBC. And she says, look, I wasn't invited. It's clear that Robyn doesn't like me, doesn't want to make things right, and it is what it is at this point. I'm going to just keep being me, keep being fabulous Wendy, and it is what it is. And I said, Wendy, that's the right attitude to have. Please do not trip over the green-eyed bandits. Please don't. You have too much going for you to be worried about what they think about you. They don't want to like you, it's clear. Let it go, move on, and keep thriving. We also see a short scene of Karen. She's meeting up with her candle manufacturers, and she says, I ain't missing nothing, not being at that Bachelorette party. I'm sitting up here making business moves, collecting my coin. But we see Karen looking at samples of her newest candle. It's going to be a 4-wick, limited edition holiday candle, and Karen has some coin, okay? Because she placed an order for 8,000 candles and she writes a check for $10,000. And I said, all right, Karen, come through. And I was screaming. She said, Ray, take a picture of me writing this check for my business. She said, I'd rather be doing this than wriggling on a damn pole. Now, we flip to everybody meeting at Mia's house, and Giselle arrives first. I thought that Giselle looked good. The dress was cute. I said, okay. And it seemed like lavender was the color of the night because Giselle had on lavender. Their other friend, I think her name was Carly, had on lavender. Robyn's other friend had on lavender. I was like, oh my gosh, was that the color? Ashley and Mia had on the same exact jumpsuit, and I'm sorry, but I did not like the jumpsuit. I thought it was gaudy. Like, I don't know. I love a good jumpsuit, but I didn't like that one. I was like, I didn't like it on either one of them. I thought Charrisse's outfit looked a mess. I said, Charrisse, this is the best outfit you could wear for a bachelorette party? Like, huh? Charrisse, I know that I've been getting on you for these past few recaps, but girl, my God. If you are trying to get back on the show, these crunchy wigs and bad outfits, it's not gonna work. Charrisse has been looking disheveled all season long, and I'm tired. I didn't love Robyn's outfit either. I was like, Robyn, what is this dress? Candace looked good. I mean, she always does. The outfit was sexy. I said, yes, ma'am. But they're all on the party bus on the way to the strip club. Mia's dancing on Robyn. Everybody's lit. So now this alleged kiss between Mia and Wendy gets brought up. Candace is confused. She's like, wait, who kissed? So Charrisse interjects and she says that Mia and Wendy were kissing and Wendy was rubbing on Mia's vagina. Again, I cannot wait for this reunion because I want Andy to get to the bottom of what happened between them. I feel like Charrisse, Mia, and Ashley are doing a lot with this story because each time we hear it, something else happened. Like, again, I think that they're doing a lot. And I just want to hear it out of Wendy's mouth, what exactly happened. So now Mia says that they all kissed each other in the ocean. Candace is like, wait, what? And it's apparent that Candace was obviously very drunk because she does not remember any of this happening. So now they all arrive at the strip club. I think the club was called Empire. Mia's excited. She says that she dips in from time to time, enjoys the girls, enjoys the food, and it's always a fun time. So they're ordering steak and lobster and wings and crab cakes, and they're ordering bottles of rosé and taking shots of tequila. Like, they're having a good old time. I was laughing at Giselle ordering all this stuff. I said, look at Giselle being a big spender. So they're making it rain on the girls. Like this. I had to do it. I love this so much. Like, this is so much fun. Like, I could do this like all the time. But they're making it rain. Robyn gets up. She gets a dance from one of the girls. She says that she's been to strip clubs before. She's been with Juan. She's been with friends. And she's not afraid of some TNA in her face. And I said, I'm not surprised to hear that. And I wasn't surprised to hear that she goes with Juan to strip clubs. Robyn has always given me that I'm the super cool girlfriend. Like, I go to strip clubs with my man and we pick out girls together. She gives me that. Very much, well, if you are gonna cheat, then at least let me pick out the girl for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those are the vibes I get from Robyn. So while they're having a good time, Charrisse starts asking Ashley about how are things between her and Michael. Now, may I be honest, if we're at the club for a friend's bachelorette party, right? We are there to have a good time. Why are you bringing up this girl's divorce? Like, nobody wants to hear this. I know I don't. Let's enjoy the food, enjoy the drinks, enjoy the ambiance, throw some ones, and call it a day. Why are we having a conversation about your divorce? Can we have a good time, please? Charrisse always has to find a way to bring the vibe down. My God. So Ashley says, well, me and Michael, we're trying to create a good environment and we've been really nice to each other. Now, while Ashley was speaking, she kept making these faces and it led me to believe that they were having sex again because she looked guilty. And I was like, Ashley, is there something else that you want to tell us? Candace had me screaming. She had the read of the night. She said, if I had the opportunity to leave Gollum and take half his money, I'd be on the first train out. Like, I don't know what Ashley's thinking. Now, I've told you guys time and time again that these girls watch us YouTubers. So many YouTubers that you guys all watch have referred to Michael as Gollum. So I said, yeah, they definitely watch us because they say a lot of phrases that we say. So everybody's confused by Ashley's response. So Robyn wants to know if Ashley's getting cold feet. Does she want to reconcile? And Ashley says, no, it's not that we want to reconcile. It's just, you know what? I don't know. And then she starts shaking her head. And I'm like, Ashley, again, we don't care about this divorce storyline. So now Candace wants to know if they're still dating other people. Ashley says she hasn't been on a date since that date she went on months ago. And she says that she felt guilty because Michael told her that he wasn't dating. So Candace says, wait, he told you that he's not dating? Well, that's funny because he rolled up with some woman at Chris's job. So he is clearly out in these streets, sis. And I was screaming when Candace said, and by the way, Chris told me that the girl wasn't even that cute. So Ashley's upset hearing that. And I said, girl, pick your face up. Because the same way that you were so happy to tell Candace about her man allegedly being in your friend Sesame Street's face. Now it's your turn to hear what Michael's doing. And then you have Ashley talking about, I'm just so sad. Why am I holding on? Why can't he be honest? Why is he telling me one thing but doing another? And I said, Ashley, shut up. You already knew who Michael was when you married him. Things have not changed. He wasn't honest with you when you guys were married. So why do you think that he'd be honest with you while you're going through a divorce? Like, let's use our heads here. You honestly believe that Michael would go months without getting any? Like, let's be real. So Charrisse interjects and says, look, Ashley, you can't be angry because you guys are getting a divorce. It is what it is. Now, when the food came out, I'm not even gonna hold you, my mouth was watering. The steak and the lobster looked good. The wings looked good. Okay, I was drooling at one point. And they were all chomping down on the food. I said, you know what? Next time I'm in DC, I might have to hop on over to Empire myself and see what it's all about. And one of you guys had me screaming in the comments last week. You said that the Potomac ladies always eat like they're starving and haven't eaten in days. And I said, yeah, that's true. Because the way they were all chomping down on that food, I was like, damn, you guys haven't seen steak and lobster before? Now, imagine being at your own bachelorette party and you bring up somebody that you can't stand. I personally am not going to be ruining my time by discussing people that I supposedly don't like. I thought that Robyn, Giselle, and especially Charrisse sounded crazy bringing Karen up. Why are you talking about somebody that you can't stand at your own bachelorette party? Shouldn't you be having fun? Shouldn't the focus be on you? So Robyn mentions a text thread and she's like, Charrisse, were you in that text thread with Karen? And then she wants to know, how does Charrisse feel about Karen right now? So Charrisse says, well, I don't think about Karen, but I do want to understand what's her issue with me. And I said, Charrisse, the way you went on about Karen for the remainder of this episode, it's clear that you do think about Karen. Because if I don't think about you, I'm not bringing you up. I would have changed the topic. I would have said, oh no, we're not doing this. It's about you tonight, Robyn. I'm not talking about somebody that I don't like. So Charrisse says from day one, she never lied on Karen and she never aired out her business. So here goes Charrisse talking about she's assassinating my character for what? When we all know what she does. So here goes Charrisse being messy. She tells some story of she was at a club with Karen and Karen got drunk and disappeared. And she says, yeah, when Karen drinks, she gets crazy. Everybody knows that in Potomac, Karen's known for getting effed up and effing any dick that comes her way. So Charrisse tells some story of how Karen was having sex with a worker in the bathroom. Now, honestly, I don't believe this story for a minute. I think that if this did happen, there would have been some receipts and Karen would have been aired out a long time ago. I just think that Charrisse is angry and she's trying to seek revenge and she's just pulling this out of her ass. Like, I don't know. Something about this story, it didn't sit right with me. And you guys know that Karen gets on my last nerve. But in all fairness, I'm not believing this. So Charrisse says that this happened a while back. It happened some years ago. And of course you have Giselle co-signing on it. And she says, yeah, I heard the same thing. When she was making up stuff about me, saying that I was a drunken whore from Hampton University. Meanwhile, she's a drunken whore from Nowhere University. I knew all about this, but I kept it quiet. I said, okay, Giselle, how convenient that you happen to hear this same story too. And who told you this story? Charrisse? Because something tells me that Charrisse is the only person who knows this story because she probably made it up. So now here you have Robyn saying, yeah, I heard this story years ago. Charrisse told me a long time ago and I didn't say anything. Then you have Ashley saying that she's heard all these things about Karen too, but not this story. And Candace had me screaming. She said, you will not get me in trouble again, so no comment. So Ashley brings up Blue Eyes and she says that she thinks that Karen had affection for him. So now Charrisse says, yeah, Ray hired a private investigator. And by the way, he's not a driver. He works at a hotel. So here goes Giselle again, spreading Karen's business. And she says, yeah, Ray's her driver. Ray knows what it is because for a long time, Karen got her license taken away. Now I said, Giselle, it's just so funny how you live to embarrass somebody else and spread their tea. But the minute that somebody gets on you about what's going on in your life, then it's mum's the word and it's nobody's business. Karen having her license taken away is stale tea. We already know about the DUI. It happened over a decade ago. She's driving now. She's fine now. So you bringing this up, it's like, okay, girl, I guess. Again, I just thought it was pathetic that you're supposed to be celebrating Robyn and her special day, but you're talking about Karen. Y'all should be having a good time. I said Karen is living in y'all's heads rent-free. And then you have Mia trying to be funny, and she's like, wait, Karen was a prostitute? They're all like, girl, stop. And I said, Mia, where did you get that from their conversation? Mia can't help herself, and that's why I know for a fact that she's lying about what really happened between her and Wendy. But we see Mia in her confessional, and she says that she talked about it with Gordon, and Gordon said that when it comes to marriages where the man is a lot older than his wife, when he can't perform anymore, he'll suggest that his wife start dating because he knows that he can't please her anymore. So she thinks that maybe Ray and Karen have some arrangement because if Ray's having trouble climbing the steps, then he sure as hell can't climb Karen. Now, would I be surprised to find out that Karen and Ray have some sort of agreement or arrangement? No, it's not a stretch. I could see that being the case. I mean, remember that he is a lot older than Karen, and Karen is not slowing down anytime soon, and Karen still looks good. So it wouldn't surprise me if maybe she does have somebody on the side. And Ray knows about it, and he's like, okay, just be discreet about it. But we end the episode with the ladies joining the strippers. They're on the stage, and Giselle says that it was a very successful bachelorette party. They had steak and lobster. They made it rain on the strippers, and they found out that Karen is a prostitute. And I said, really, Giselle? But that's where the episode ends. And when I tell you guys that I am beyond ready for this reunion, like, I am excited. I cannot wait to see what goes down. I thought it was interesting when Candace was on Watch What Happens Live. Andy asked her, who did she feel got the most heat? She says that Mia got the most heat, and I said, thank God. And then Andy says that he feels like he was hard on Giselle. And Candace looked at him like, no, you weren't. You were easy on her like you always were. You let her slide. And I'm not surprised. I think that Giselle skates by every reunion. I am waiting for the day that Andy actually holds her feet to the fire. And also, I want to address Lauren London quickly because she was on with Candace. And Lauren, I don't know what episode you were watching, but in what world is Wendy also at fault for being assaulted? Because you said in the clubhouse that Wendy and Mia were both wrong for what went down. And Lauren, I like you and all, but absolutely not. Wendy did nothing that warranted getting a drink thrown in her face. I was confused and disappointed, like, really? But y'all, that was my recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching, and you already know what to do. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Bye.